Sit silently for a few moments. There is nowhere to go, nothing to achieve, nothing to prove. Just listen, not only with your mind, but with that quiet place inside you where words slowly disappear. The question that has followed humanity for thousands of years is very simple. What is love? Everybody talks about love. Songs are written about it. Poets dream about it. Religions praise it. Young people search for it. Old people remember it. Yet, very few have ever paused to ask whether what they call love is truly love. Most people never experience love. They experience attachment. So, they experience fear. They experience loneliness trying to hide behind another person. And because they have called these things love for so long, they begin to believe that suffering is a natural part of love. It is not. Suffering belongs to attachment. Love has no suffering in it. If pain is constantly growing inside your relationship, look carefully. Do not immediately blame the other person. Ask a deeper question. What exactly am I calling love? Perhaps what you call love is simply the fear of being alone. Perhaps it is the desire to be important in someone's life. Perhaps it is the need to control another human being. These things wear the clothes of love, but they are strangers. Real love is very different. Love is not a bargain. Love never says, I will give you this if you give me that. The moment conditions enter, love quietly leaves through the back door. Look at the world. A husband says to his wife, I love you. The wife says the same. But beneath those beautiful words, there are invisible contracts. Stay the way I like. Do not change. Do not talk to certain people. Always make me your first priority. Never disappoint me. Can such a relationship remain alive? Life is change. Every river is flowing. Every tree grows. Every cloud moves across the sky. Only human beings expect each other to remain exactly the same forever. This expectation creates misery. Love does not imprison. Love gives space. Have you watched the birds flying across the open sky? The sky never says, stay. It never says, you belong to me. Yet millions of birds come and go. The sky remains available to all. Love is like the sky. Attachment is like a cage. A cage says, if I love you, I must keep you. The sky says, because I love you, you are free. Freedom is not the enemy of love. Freedom is the fragrance of love. If freedom disappears, love slowly suffocates. That is why many relationships begin with excitement and end with exhaustion. In the beginning, people fall in love. After some time, they begin to possess each other. Then they begin to fear losing each other. Fear creates suspicion. Suspicion creates arguments. Arguments create distance. And then both wonder, where did love go? Love did not go anywhere. Love was replaced. It was replaced by ownership. You cannot own another human being. You may own a house. You may own a car. But consciousness cannot be possessed. The more tightly you hold another person, the more quickly life slips through your fingers. Try holding water in your hand. Close your fist tightly. What happens? The water escapes. Now open your palm. The water rests peacefully. Love is exactly the same. Open hands. Never closed fists. But people have been educated in the language of fear. From childhood, they hear strange ideas. If someone loves you, they will sacrifice everything for you. If someone is jealous, it means they truly care. If someone cannot live without you, that is real love. Look carefully. These are not signs of love. These are signs of dependence. Dependence always becomes painful because it asks another person to carry a burden they were never meant to carry. Nobody can become the source of your happiness. And if they become the source of your happiness, one day they will become the source of your sorrow. The same door through which happiness enters also allows suffering to enter. This is why wise people have always said, find your center first. When you know yourself, something extraordinary begins to happen. You stop asking others to complete you. You discover that you were never incomplete. You simply forgot yourself. A beggar dreams of finding treasure outside. A king walks knowing the treasure is already within him. The difference is not in wealth. The difference is in awareness. Meditation is the journey back to that forgotten kingdom. People misunderstand meditation. They think meditation is against love. No. Meditation is the birthplace of love. Without meditation, what you call love is usually emotion. With meditation, love becomes your very nature. Imagine a lamp. If the lamp is not lit, how can it give light to another? First, the flame must arise within dash. Then naturally light spreads in every direction. Nobody has to force the lamp to shine. It simply shines because that is its nature. Human beings try the opposite. They want to share love before discovering it. They stretch out empty hands and wonder why nothing can be given. First become full. Then sharing happens effortlessly. There is a beautiful difference between needing someone and loving someone. Need says, I am empty, fill me. Love says, I am overflowing, let me share. Need is poverty. Love is abundance. And abundance never demands. It celebrates. Look at a flower in spring. It does not choose who deserves its fragrance. The rich man passes. The poor man passes. The saint walks by. The thief walks by. The flower remains the same. Its fragrance belongs to existence itself. That is the highest possibility for a human being, to become like the flower. To love because loving is your nature, not because someone has earned it. When love becomes your nature, something miraculous happens. You no longer live in constant fear of rejection. You no longer ask, will they leave me? You no longer measure every word, every message, every silence. Your joy is rooted in your own awareness. Then relationships become celebrations instead of negotiations. Two complete people meet, not because they are lonely, but because sharing is beautiful. That is the beginning of real intimacy. Real intimacy does not erase individuality, it protects it. Two trees can grow side by side for hundreds of years. Their roots may touch deep underground. Their branches may dance in the same wind. Yet neither tree steals the other's space. Both grow toward the same sky. Perhaps love is exactly like that, growing together, without becoming each other's prison.